Good day to all. Here I am making another Christmassy soap. My oils and butters are melted. I have my colorants ready. That is like a white shimmer by Crafter's Choice. It is so pretty. It looks a little yellow there, but it ended up being like an off-white. There it is. So shimmery and pretty, and it really does come through in the soap. You'll see it at the end. Here is that same Nutone Red mica powder from Crafter's Choice, same one that I used in my last soap that I showed you that was so vibrant and bright. It's more of like a holiday, cheerful, vibranty red, in my opinion. It's not like a brick red or anything. It's just more vibrant, maybe with like a hue of pink. It's very, very pretty. It really comes through. And my white shimmer has a tint of yellow because of the olive oil, but it all dissipates and it ends up coming through as well. Now here is my essential oil and fragrance oil combination called Peppermint Stick by Crafter's Choice, where I found it at Wholesale Supplies Plus online there. It really does smell like a candy cane. I think the description was like candy cane with white sugar crystals, and it smells just like that. Here I'm dumping in my lye solution into my oils and butters, and I am going to use the immersion blender on not high, or not maximum, but minimum. I always use my immersion blender on minimum, and also be careful not to use the turbo button because that really speeds it up. And so I'm just trying to show you right here that you want to use the top one if you have the same one I have. I believe it's the Cuisinart. Anyways, everyone seems to be different, so just pay attention to the minimum and maximum speed and to the turbo button right there. And just gently mix, mix, mix. And I just pulse that button. I don't have it on constantly because I just really don't want it to set up too fast. I need a thin trace. I'm going to try to do a drop swirl. It's not perfect because I'm using these wide bowls with these wide spouts for pouring. If you want to get it really good, some people will even use enclosed bottles, and they have tiny little screw-on tips that they're just so small. So they're like the size of seeds almost, it looks like. Maybe a cilantro seed. So, coriander, I guess that would be a cilantro seed. Anyways, so they're really tiny tips, and they work wonderfully. So I was just kind of just doing what I could do with these wide mouth spouts. So it ended up fun. And I think I will rename my soap. I'm not going to keep Peppermint Stick, but I might do like a Peppermint Swirl, something like that. It's always fun to see what you got and what you want to name it, based off of what your bar looks like with that surprise cut. So there's that red, that beautiful, beautiful red, and it really does come through just like that. So if you're looking for a good one, that's it. And I'm just trying to make sure everything's fully incorporated so that I don't have any white streaks in there, getting the sides and scraping the sides and the bottom of the container, and just going through and through, making sure everything is mixed. And again, this shimmer micas that are in this bowl really come through in the soap to make it sparkle. And that's fun, especially for Christmas time. Or the season where we have snow or frost even. And those bowls I had picked up from Dollar Tree a few years ago, and they have really held up. Perfect for soap making. All right, so let's grab those molds and start pouring. Just got 2 molds, which is 18 bars of soap plus a tiny little sample at the end. So I'm starting off with the red, and I am just going to follow exactly what I did with the red with the white. So you want to try to, well, I guess that wasn't exactly. So I put a thin layer on the bottom of the red, and then I'm going back and forth with the white. Then I'm going to go back and forth as close as I can on the top of that white with the red, and in both of those molds. And that's what kind of pushes the colors down. And I will say, if you have a thinner, sturdier, because even though these bowls have held up, you can see that they're not, they kind of bow out, you know, when you pour. And so if you want something sturdy with a long, thin spout, that would be really good for doing drop swirls. And that's where you're going to get your good drop swirls. And then the higher you go, the more those oils will penetrate through that layer of soap and go down, making that drop look. And the closer you go, you know, it's not really going to cut through the surface of the soap. So, yeah, the farther down your batter is going to get. And then the closer, it's not really going to get too far. You're going to get the top layers. Like if you wanted to do even straight lines, you would get as close as you could. Now here I'm swirling. And I'm just going to repeat with the red. Just as close as I can. See, I've never been one for perfection. I think perfection's overrated. But I would like to probably do a very intricate soap one day. I do have my tree molds and like a moon if I wanted to. And I think it would be really fun to do a scene. So I think that'll be sometime in the future. But I just have fun doing this now. It seems like that would be very time consuming. And yeah, that might be fun, but it's just hard right now for me to find the time to really, you know, wait for, to put into it, let's say. Anyways, right now, this is time consuming enough, and I'm enjoying this. So one of these cold winter days or rainy days coming up, I think that might be fun to, you know, you're stuck inside, nothing else to do. Well, make some intricate soap, I guess. I do have kids though too, so I'll probably have to throw in a movie for them or something. Or take out the puzzles. And we like doing puzzles on rainy, cold days, and something cozy on the living room floor. I usually get a bag of just things out that they wouldn't think to get. And so, like those old school master views, I get a bag of that out, a couple puzzles, a couple games, some spinning tops for them to play with, and pick up sticks. Yeah, it's fun. Put a bag together, and can always be different in the bag. Anyways, there's just a thought I'm throwing in there. Okay, so I've got my soap in there on my batter. Nope, just kidding. There's a little bit more. Can't waste that. And I did have enough to fill up 1 bar in my flower mold. Just tapping it in there, making sure I don't know, it's just a thing I do. I just tap it in there, making sure every little crevice down in there is full, even though I'm sure it is because it's such a thin batter. And here I'm getting real fancy using the end of a spoon. And I do not want to mix this together too much to create a pink color. I want to keep it as defined as possible. I was really hoping to get more red on the top, intertwined with the white, making it look more whimsical, but I just had to stop where I was because I just don't want to mix it too much. I really want both of those white and red colors just to be defined. I want it to look pepperminty, not meaty or just meshed together too much, creating a pink color. So I tried to do some swirl type things on the top, and this is what, oh, see, look at that red right there. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I wanted, more of that, but it is what it is, and I'm happy with how the top turned out. Stop, don't mess with it anymore. Okay, that's enough. There we go. So there's the swirls I was talking about. Not bad. You can really see that shimmer shining through. Not bad at all. Okay, so I'm going to be spraying these loaves with alcohol. There we go. Now, I don't really think this makes a difference. It's just habit. It's something that I've always done. I was told a long time ago that it would help, but look at this. There's tons of soda ash. It's 2 days later. The bars are ready to cut. Did it make a difference? I don't know. Maybe there would have been more soda ash without it, but that is a lot of soda ash. So in the end, either way, I'm going to end up steaming these bars and taking that ash off. So honestly, if you're wondering whether or not you should be spraying the top with alcohol, maybe just save the money. I don't think I'll be doing that anymore after I run out. I just have a huge gallon container that I refill into the little spray bottle I have. But really, I don't think it does much, at least for me. And maybe just invest in a little steamer instead, because I don't think that I paid more than maybe $15 for mine. So instead of constantly getting the alcohol, get a steamer. And there is the Peppermint Swirl soap. And it's pretty. It's really pretty. I'm happy with it. You see those shimmers? That's what I'm trying to show you. It's very pretty. You can see some of the, drop swirl design. It could be a lot more articulate, like I said, if you go a different method, but this is what I did, and I'm still happy with how it turned out. I think it's very pretty. It had some cool designs. Now, if you did want more of a swirl, you could get a hanger, do the hanger swirl like I did last week and make it real swirly. Or you could even use like a chopstick and get in there and swirl around. But again, you don't want to mix it too much, so I'm happy with this. Towards the end, I will put a picture up showing what it looks like after I've steamed these and stamped them also. So I did stamp a couple for you in this video so you can see what that looks like, and then I did steam them all, so I will try to throw a picture in here in the very end showing what that looks like. This bar reminds me of Batman, just gonna throw that out there. This is a rubber mallet that I'm using and it works wonders. I've had it since 2019 for stamping and I love it. And same with the stamp. An acrylic stamp, I ordered it off Etsy. It is perfect for this. Love it. So there's the stamped product. Very happy with it. And thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you next time.